everyone, we're going to be doing a lab on physical and chemical changes tomorrow. Just a few reminders about safety, goggles at all time, hair pulled back, closed-toed shoes. Always, always wear your goggles. In lab, you're going to be having 5 stations that you're rotating through, and each station is going to ask you about a pre-observation and a post-observation. Pre-observations come before you begin, and that is, if you look here, there's a station, and a copper 2 chloride, which it looks like a powder over there, and aluminum foil. Before I begin, I need to make some really detailed observations. So don't touch anything, write your observations before you begin. Post-observations come during or after the experiment. So when you start mixing and anything else you're doing during or after, that's a post-observation. Some reminders about detailed observations. I came up with a few examples. I'm sure you could think of more. Maybe talk about the color, the appearance, the texture, solid, liquid, or gas, consistency, temperature change. Was a gas released? Was there fizzing? Was there bubbling? So, for example, if all I said was this aluminum was shiny, you might get partial credit. But if I said it was a silvery gray solid that was shiny, that sounds like full credit. If all I said was this is a turquoise powder, partial credit. If I said that it's a turquoise powder with big granules, it's very, let's see here, it's a solid, any of those things would be great to say. The more you could say, the better, full credit. You obviously do not have to comment on what the glassware looks like because that is not what the focus is of the station. So a few things I want to remind you about is to look closely. Sometimes it appears at first like nothing is happening, but make sure you really get close, but don't take your goggles off. Touch the back of your hand out to the outside of the container, outside test tube or outside of the beaker. See if it's hot or the temperature changed. And only smell by wafting, which is kind of waving the air towards your nose. So if we take a look at, for example, station 1 here, a few things I want to tell you is that you should always make sure you look at what the station looks like before you begin because you need to restore it back to this. The next people should not have to wonder what it looked like before they begin. Another thing is if you notice right here, I said place the scupula here. The scupula is not sitting inside the container. If you leave the scupula inside the container, it will react. So if you notice, my scupula, the metal, let's see if I can get it in focus here, is a little bit rusty and dirty. That's because that's from use of putting it inside of a chemical. And if we leave it in there, this will completely react with the chemical, and that's not what we want. So scoop out what you need, right? Wash your scupula and return it over to the side. Do not leave it in there. Also, if you notice, we have a covering over some of our substances. Make sure you recover all substances when you're done using them. So you may lift the covering, but recover. Some of our substances react with the oxygen in the air or with moisture. Do not leave your substance open. And then at this station also, and this is good to know, you have a stirring rod and a thermometer. A thermometer should never be used for stirring. It could break. A stirring rod is what you would use. Please do not confuse the two. When you are finished at any station, you will collect all the things you used that are dirty. So in this instance, it would be everything seen here, as well as my beaker once it's done. I will dispose of things properly. Read your lab. If there is a disposal beaker, you will see it at your station. Everything should be dumped in there. If there is no disposal in a beaker, then you dispose it down the sink with water. This station obviously has a disposal beaker. Once I've disposed everything, I will take all of my equipment, bring it